Good evening and welcome to the Financial Week. I'm Javon Keys. Now, yesterday we shared with you the planned expenditure for 2022-2023, which starts in April. Now, let's take a look at how the government plans to fund that budget. Of course, most of what the government expects to spend will be covered by tax revenues. Now, the government expects to earn $671.5 billion in taxes for the year. This reflects an increase from the $572.4 billion estimate for tax earnings in the current fiscal year. General Consumption Tax (GCT) leads this segment as it's expected to rake in about $237.6 billion, up from this year's expected haul of $203 billion. Now, the next key area of revenue, income tax, that's expected to bring in $189.6 billion, another expected increase. Now, let's move to the non-tax side of things. $65.4 billion are expected to come in from non-tax revenues, slightly up from this year's $61 billion. Next, under the microscope, capital revenue, that's money from sale of lands and loan receipts, $33.9 billion. $11.4 billion will come from grants. Now on to loans, $124.1 billion in the budget will be covered by borrowed money, of which $92 billion are notes and treasury bills. And to bring us to the grand total of $912 billion, there's some money coming in from the Capital Development Fund, and that's $4.9 billion. Therefore, balancing the budget of $912 billion in revenues and $912 billion in spending. Now, there's a lot more to come through from the budget, and of course, we'll continue to give you the breakdown in the days to come. Now on to some other news. The National Housing Trust (NHT) disbursed 6,924 loans between April and December last year. This was to the tune of $24 billion. This was disclosed by the Governor-General, Sir Patrick Allen, as he delivered the throne speech at the ceremonial opening of Parliament yesterday. He said the NHT is on track to write more than 8,000 loans by the end of the financial year in March. The NHT currently has 12,019 housing solutions under construction, in addition to 24,580 units being planned across the island. Let's head to the currency market. The Jamaican dollar made some ground today on the U.S. currency after days of new record lows. Banks and cambios are selling the U.S. dollar for an average $157.93. $124.65 is the going rate for the Canadian dollar, $210.94 for the pound, while the euro is costing an average $180.86. Now on to stocks. The JSE index advanced by 4,816 points today, while the junior market index gained 5 points. Among today's winners were Jamaica Public Service Company JPS 9.5% shares, Tropical Batteries, Cargo Handlers, JMMB Group 2.5% variable cumulative redeemable preference shares, and ISP Finance Services. While on the losing side were SSL Venture Capital Jamaica, Main Event Entertainment Group, Salada Food, AMG Packaging and Paper Company, and Jamaican Teas. And that's it for the Financial Week. I'm Javon Keys. But before we go, here's a look at what's to come in the next edition of the Business Review on Sunday.